I wasn't gonna make a video today, but God spoke to me, and I want to just talk about just how joyous and I am, how peaceful I am. I've really been on such a long and just a long journey, a very long, fortuitous journey, because sophomore. My story is sophomore year of high school. I had gotten super duper, like I was in a really dark place. I was really low, really in my head a lot, and it was one night I was in my bed. I was just crying, and I finally prayed to God, and it wasn't. I don't even remember like what I prayed or anything. I just, for sure, I just asked for help, and I really, I didn't know anything. I knew some stuff to a degree, but it honestly caused me more grief than it helped me because I didn't have a relationship with God. Because I knew things like a lot of what the world, wants you to, a lot of what the world chases is vain. A lot of what people chases are vain. A lot of people live completely meaningless lives because they just don't know better. And some do know better and just don't care. But there were things that I knew. I was aware of certain things, but it was just in the right spot to where it only caused me more suffering than it helped me. Because I had the knowledge, I had the wisdom, but I didn't have the relationship with God. And so, I was just suffering so much. I was in so much pain and agony, which was all just mental and all just self-inflicted. But I was just like, man, I was so hurt. And then I got angry. I was like, I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of this being my mindset. I'm tired of being this miserable victim when I know that that's not who I am. My spirit knew, like it's not who I am. And I literally that same night, the very same night that I was in my lowest point, I made a decision that I would never go back to being like that ever again. I would never put myself in that position again. I would never think those thoughts again. And I haven't. And that was sophomore year of high school, and I'm 21. And it wasn't until college that I really started to develop my relationship with God. Though even at that point, I had really shifted a lot. I had shifted a lot. I dropped a lot of weight. I broke a lot of chains. I got rid of a lot of stuff, and I set myself free. Got set free by God from a lot of things, and I did by choice. I chose to walk away from a lot of those things, and so then I went through that time. But it wasn't until, funny enough, sophomore year of college that I really, really started to develop. So 23, freshman year, I start college in fall of 23. And then at the end of 23, at the end of 24, fall semester of 24, I have speech class. And funny enough, that's how I started my YouTube channel, was because our teacher had us do a speech through have a YouTube channel, and then to put our speech on it. And as I was during that semester, I was really drawing closer to God more and more and more. And he had told me that, like, to do YouTube. Like, I had always, even from like, I was in middle school, elementary, something like that, I started watching Corey Kenshin. And at first it was because people played video games. That was why I wanted to start. But then I developed my relationship with God later on, and I came to the same conclusion that YouTube is my destiny. And not because of not because of gaming, but because it would be a way to connect with people. It'd be a way to talk to people. It'd be a way to reach out to people and to have teachings and, tools to help people that are in a similar situation that I was in, or people who are in an entirely different situation that I was in, to help them all, to help just reach them all and be a guiding light for them, to a guiding light to the true light, that which is God. And so, during that semester, I had drawn even closer, and I was choosing God every day. I was doing a lot more things to develop my relationship with Him. And so I started doing YouTube. And ever since then, it's been different. It's like there's like levels to it. There's been levels to my relationship. I really started at the base, sophomore year of high school, And then college sophomore year, I jumped up a lot and I really elevated. And since then, I have not looked back like once. I mean, sometimes I'll get, nostalgia over being in elementary and middle school. I hated high school so much, so I really don't have I don't have very many fond memories of high school. But that was because I was going through a lot mentally and spiritually. But elementary and middle school, I was more unaware. I was more like a kid. I was more like a child, which is how we're really supposed to be. We're really supposed to be like children. We're not really supposed to know. We're not supposed to have wisdom and things like that. We're supposed to be living in a world where we can all be like children and just enjoy life. But it's a shame that we can't. But so then I started doing YouTube, and I haven't been very successful so far, but that hasn't mattered to me because God has given me a command, and I will see it through to the end, even if I never get results. Because to me, faith isn't just saying, based off my understanding, that success is simply achieving this thing. To me, success is fulfilling the will of God, and that's what I want to do. I want to just do what He tells me and just keep doing this no matter what, as long as I can, as much as I can. I might not upload every day, but I'm gonna upload at some point. I'm gonna do this because I'm faithful that God's going to do what God does and do His thing where He works in miraculous ways that I could never understand. And that's another too, is realize that it's not gonna happen because of you. It's gonna happen because of Him. So don't put that burden on yourself, because I put that burden on myself. That was why I stopped uploading for like a year, was because I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. I was thinking that it was my fault or something like that. I don't even know what it was. I was just in sin. But I've grown even more, and I'm growing every day more and more. So I'm just on this journey. I'm just like, I feel untouchable, man, and I'm not worried about. I'm literally, walking out what I'm preaching. I'm not anxious. I might get a worry every now and then, but I know that that's from the enemy, and that he just wants to steal, kill, and destroy. And ain't my concern what he want to do, because God gonna handle it either way. That's my father. But yeah, I hope that my journey can be a example that it doesn't matter where you're at, that it is from the lowest place that you can rise to the highest place that you know. You can literally swim out of that water, get pulled out of that water, and walk on the water. It's just a simple decision. It's up to you. It's all up to you, because He's waiting patiently. He patiently, gently knocks on the door, just waiting for you to let Him in. But anyways, I hope God blesses you, and I hope that you are blessed.